In this video, we will start a new CI survey. Go to CI survey, and if one has not been created already, you will get the properties screen. We will put in a segment. If you have PCS, this should match the segment in your hierarchy in PCS, so it knows where to put it. I'm going to put this in as T4100. The pipe, if you have a parallel pipe in this right of way, you can put the pipe in, 1 or 2, or if it's a 6 or a 12, whatever it is in the PCS hierarchy. If you do not have a parallel pipe in this right of way, you can leave the pipe blank. It'll default to 1. So we'll come down to tech. I will put in my name. Run. Usually you'd want to put the run as what part of this segment are you going to be doing. So in this case, I'm going to say milepost 100 to milepost 110. The date will automatically fill in with today's date. As we go up, we can do a DC or an AC survey. We'll do DC. We can do ascending or descending. If you're doing descending, you'll have to put in a station and then it will increment back to 0. We can do fixed increment or flag mode. In this case, we'll stick with fixed increment. We'll talk about each of these in a separate video. You will see under fixed increment, we can do metric or we can do the standard. If you're using the wire counter, your increments will have to be in 2.5 feet, so 2.5, 5, 7.5, etc. If you're not using the wire counter and you're going to use the buttons on the survey probes, then you don't have to have that at 2.5 feet. But in this case, we'll use the wire counter. Our method, we can do an on single read if you're doing a native or a dipole survey, or if you're just doing an on read survey. We can do on off high low. This is if you are unable to get a GPS signal for the timing. We will do on off GPS sync. This is if you have interrupters that are syncable, and that way you'll get your on and your off readings at the exact point you want them. We have GPS real time, and I will talk about that one in a separate video as well as all of these other options. For our case here, we're going to choose GPS sync. We have our on-off method set to GPS sync. Our on time is set to 3. Our off time is set to 1. Our on setup is set to 100, and our off delay is set to 125. What the on setup in this case is referring to is how many milliseconds before the on to off transition are we going to record our on reading. And the off delay is how many milliseconds after the on to off transition are we going to record our off reading. We have cycle begins with, on or off. This just needs to match whatever your interrupter is set to. You can record GPS location. enable that, you can record every read, every 100 feet, or every 500 feet. We'll record every read in this case. Record time of reading, I would have that enabled. That way you do have the exact time that each of these readings were taken. If we show message when GPS is lost, if it loses that GPS, so you're not getting your coordinates, it will give you a message letting you know that. Once our properties are set for this survey, we'll hit OK. And it will ask us to save this survey. We'll save this as AI CI 1. Okay. And now we're ready to start our survey. Please visit our website for more helpful how-to videos.